What is up, YouTube? We are training shoulders today. I'm in a good mood because the last video that we did almost has 1,000 views, which is a lot. That's a lot to me. I'm a small channel. We're growing here. But we're training delts because word on the street is you're trying to get some cannonball delts. You're trying to get some bowling balls on your shoulders. So today we're going to be training delts. I cannot explain every single little detail that I have on delt training in this one video, so I'll probably make a couple videos on training delts, but I'm gonna share some tricks and tips that I've used to help grow my delts over the years. Right now I am in a powerlifting program, so I won't be going game 7, training to failure on absolutely everything, but we'll definitely show you guys some tricks and tips. So let's get into it. But for starters, you know what we gotta do first. We gotta get ourselves some pull-ups, so that way our back is nice and warm and we're nice and sturdy and we have something to bench off of, or something to really press off of, I guess. So I always like to get in some pull-ups, so let's go. Alright guys, I like to train the front delt. I think the front delt gets way too much slander in the fitness industry. So I really do try to focus on all 3 delts equally. And what I've noticed is that when I started training the front delt, my delt kind of came together. It looked normal. But something that you guys will notice is that I like to use this machine and I like to go neutral as a juxtaposition to going wide. I'll play around with both ways, but I do like to go neutral because over the years I've found that this helps me connect with the front delt a lot more. And as I always say, it's not about the weight, it is about controlling it and getting a good contraction. And I find that when I'm in the machine helps me focus on my contractions a lot more in juxtaposition to free weights. I'll also use free weights as well, but that's just a tip that I've really found helpful, especially.
Have a bit of fun till I downfall, my love, if you feel like I do right now. Don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love.
So the mental cue that I give myself when I'm doing the press is that as I'm pressing, I'm trying to bring my hands together, like so. So that's the cue that I'm giving myself. I know that I can't actually do it because I'm in a machine, but that's what I found that's really helped me connect with the delt. And also, going neutral. You guys have to play around with the positionings because remember, the more dynamic the muscle is, typically the harder it is to develop. That's why they say the show is one from the back. The back is a very dynamic muscle group. Same thing with the shoulder. Think about all the functions that a shoulder has. It goes like this, you go out to the side. So the more functions it has, it's typically a hard muscle group to develop. So you really have to hit it from different angles.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Okay guys, another movement that I like to do for the rear delt is the reverse pec deck. So pretty much with this, one of the best teaching points that I've ever received is kind of allow your body to go limp in the reverse pec deck. The reason why is because when you let your arm die out and then extend into the machine, it's a little bit easier to connect with the rear delt. If you're so stiff and keeping the arm so straight, it's very hard to connect with the rear delt. Another thing that I've also learned is that you don't want to go all the way through and extend. It's totally fine if you want to work the upper back muscles such as the traps and the rhomboids, but if you're really just trying to hit the rear delt, what I found is that if you actually stop a little short, it helps a lot of people connect with the rear delt as well. Another pointer too is you can't see it on this machine, but if your gym has a handle that goes out, so the handle goes down and then there's another handle that goes out, if you grab on the inside of that handle, what it will do is it'll force your rear delt to have a further range of motion, and then it's basically like you're taxing the muscle for a longer period of time as you go through the range of motion. Because all you're doing with hypertrophy training is just squeezing and contracting the muscles. So that is another pointer that I found very, very helpful. But yeah, let's go hit this thing. Next, we're going to do lateral raises. So for these, there's a lot of different ways that you can do them. You can start on a 45, you can start from the side of your body and go out, but what I will tell you is you have to find the form and technique that connects best with you. Sculpting a body is so weird because there's so many different ways to do it that it would be dishonest if I told you like, hey, this is the only way you should do it, because there are different ways for everybody and you have to figure out what works for you. But what I will say is these are the two teaching points that most people mess up. The first is most people let their body rest at the bottom. When you do the lateral raise, once you get here, back up. This isn't a time to rest. The other piece, which a lot of people mess up, is they initiate the movement with the traps, or they finish the movement with the traps. To fix that mistake, one exercise that you can implement are called swings. I'm not gonna go over them too much in full detail right now. I have another video, it's an intermediate shoulder training that I made a while back. It's kind of a funny video because you can see how awkward I am in front of the camera, but that exercise does work. It's a good exercise to build the lateral delt, but it's also a good exercise to help kind of break that bad habit. But swings, for quick summary, pretty much you're only going out this far with a significantly heavier weight, and that's going to teach you to initiate the movement with your lateral delt. And you can also do swings from here to here, where it's like I'm only working on this portion of the movement, but those are also little techniques that you can use to avoid having your trap take over in the movement. But let's hit these, and I'll give you guys some more pointers.
I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
So next, I'm gonna do some front raises. If you guys can't tell, the way I do it is I go front, rear, lateral. I just keep going in that order. But back to the front raises. When I do these, one of the things that's really helped me is I offset the weight. So that helped me feel like I have a better mind-muscle connection. So I'm not keeping my hand at the middle of the dumbbell, I'm slightly going above. And I know it sounds stupid, but just you kind of have to play around with this and see if it works for you. But that has been something that's been really helpful. So maybe I can zoom in later, but I mean, you guys know what offsetting is. Literally my hand's not in the middle, it's closer up to the top and it just helps me. So let's go. Something that I like to do when I'm doing the front raise is I actually rock a little bit into one of the sides to help me contract a little bit more. I found that that's a little helpful, so that's another pointer.
You say you wanna try, but you never.
Another movement that I like to do for, honestly, like my upper back thickness, but I really found that it's helped by rear delt development, is that it's like a lying down seal row. I really stole this move from like powerlifting, but I found that it's a really good hypertrophy exercise. What I really like to think about is pulling my chest almost through the bar, and that has really helped me engage with everything else. And just my overall upper back's like runs over.
Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Alright guys, that is pretty much it for the video. Make sure to like the video if you stayed this long. That's how channels like this grow. But also comment down below if there are any ideas that you guys want me to make, or like content things you guys want to see. I mean, I've been doing this for 15 years, so always glad to help anybody in their fitness journey. But yeah, let me know if there's anything else I can do for you guys. And I will see you guys at the top, and peace out.